Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. Today, Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is definitely an interesting dungeon, as you'll see. Here we have a brick. I'm assuming we're talking to Zelda again. Whatever. Medicine and magic, not necessarily needed. We have one, as you can see. But, fuck. But yeah, you don't really need it. There's a lot of medicine power-ups here, and if you're doing it right, then you're probably fine. If you're doing it wrong, then yeah, it's always good to have. This place has a whole new use for the Cane of Sumeria, creating this floating platform, which we can use and basically stops at these little question mark points. You can also press the different directions, like, say, up, and that will let you change the little paths you take. Here we also have another thing. This is the Sentry Eye. As you can see, it works sort of like a boo, where you need to, you know, not be facing it. This is the opposite of a boo, but whatever. So yeah, this dungeon is a lot of, well, I guess it's sort of memorization of knowing where you need to go. Up there, I believe, is some money or fairies. I can't remember which. Either way, hopefully we won't have to use it. This particular puzzle is pretty interesting because in my mind I always screw it up because I head right. So I have to actually sit here and think, don't go right, don't go right. And as you can see, I sort of did a change direction. Here you can't because it just goes over the track rather than allowing you to. And if you hit these things right, in this particular order, it makes it very easy to hit 2 and 1 and gives you just about enough time to head right in. Then you get to deal with the roly spike traps, which I'm sure everybody loves. Also, you can just cheese it if you really want to. Probably not extremely recommended, considering the fact that, again, magic is going to be pretty required all throughout this dungeon. But whatever. You can also do it the legitimate way if you'd like. Yay, not so bad. Anyways, you guys may have noticed I haven't actually posted a video in a few days. There is a particular reason for that, which I unfortunately can't fully divulge. Let's just say it has a lot to do with my career, and I'm sort of working on following my dreams, and so on and so forth. Such wonderful euphemisms. But yeah, regardless, things are going really well so far, and unfortunately, videos are still going to be sort of slow at this point. I'll probably finish up Zelda here relatively quickly. Time Splitters is just completely on hold, because I do not have time to... Unfortunately, me and Akari can't really seem to get together to record, and I honestly don't have time to practice the levels, which you guys have all seen how terrible I am at it, and I very, very desperately need to practice that game. Also, here's Cane of Burna. It's pretty much the only time I'll ever use this thing. And if you notice every hit that it hits one of these tiles, it takes away magic. Yeah. It's sort of useful, but not really. And all that just for a goddamn fairy. Just like I said. Anyway. So the place we need to go to is the door over here on the left. And that should take us further into the dungeon. Also, here's a guy who looks very reminiscent of some Mario enemies, but whatever. I believe those things are referred to as Geld Arms, which are somewhat similar to the Geld Men from the desert area? I don't know. Here we have some Bow Wows, which are basically chain chomps from Mario. So, yay. They make a presence in, I think, just this game, Four Swords, and Link, of course, Link's Awakening, because you know it actually has a point in Link's Awakening. Yeah, they're not a really big thing here in Link to the Past. Anyway, this is another section where this dungeon gets confusing. There's a lot of them! Yay! Basically, these are little spinny teleporter tubes from Sonic the Hedgehog. And you really, really just sort of have to know which ones you need to go into. I mean, it's not really like you can do too much wrong if you go down the wrong one, but it just wastes your time. Ooh, nice. All 4 at once. And of course, they have to add one of these stupid little... Oh, the little... That sucks. The switch doesn't block it. Kinda thought it would. Anyway, the key is almost guaranteed to be inside that Geldarm, so... Come here. There we go. Oh, fuck. Anyway, the purpose of taking this path is to get to this particular tube system, which will give us the big key. Hurrah! And we can head out. Of course, this leads us just to another section where it will shut a door on us and then give us just a spot to drop off of, but at least there's a magic refill. But yeah, we sort of have to do the whole thing again. And if you got hurt, I mean, there's lots of anti-fairies, so thankfully... I'm pretty certain this dungeon just doesn't skimp on the anti-fairies. Like, I remember even later, right when we're near the boss, there's a whole, like, switch room full of them, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Anyway, magic powder, your friend, and mine. Note it and file it. Not my friend. Rooms with a bunch of bouncy shit and fucking fireball tile monster things. I think it honestly wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't just so happy it was pissing me off. Oh, there we go. We're taking the bottom path, because the right path sucks. Although this path isn't all that much better, considering there's a whole bunch of sentry eyes. Now, as you can see, the ones who have their eyes half closed will go to sleep. The ones that are always open will not, and will continue firing on you. And this section is very important, because if we stand right in front of this little cave... Hey, look at that! There's a previously unaccessible cave right here, which is filled with Duria for some reason. But we can demonstrate how awesome the new bow is, because it kills everything in one damn hit. Or, I guess it's not a new bow, it's new arrows, but whatever, I don't care. Also, golden sword, yeah, just rocks them, that's fine. And there we go, that's the last piece of heart. Or at least, yeah, that's the last piece of heart. We've got one heart container left, but we're almost done. Alright, back to the dungeon. And of course, right the hell here, we have the treasure. Using Cane of Samaria to make a tiny little bridge. And then we get the Mirror Shield. Mirror Shield basically serves to only deal with those lousy, stupid sentry beams. But whatever, that's fine. At least there's something to deal with it. And of course, the only pipe system we haven't seen yet. By the way, don't do this. Yeah, that sucks. It's so much easier to just swing with the golden sword and have a better chance of killing everything instantly. Also, I haven't done it yet, but here's an interesting fact. The golden sword can, in fact, break pots, which is interesting enough. Now, the way you're supposed to go is to follow these little critters that keep popping out of here. There's a whole system up here, but we're not going to do this thing yet, because I want to go to the side. Over here to the side is, in fact... Go away. Very deceptive little puzzle. What did that sound do? Why, it lets me move this thing, I guess. Alright, so, all that just for some money. And a lot of money, I guess, but we really don't have any use for money, so I'm going to still collect it, even though I have no reason to do so. Yeah, I know that wasn't a very compelling argument, but it's happening, so you can just fucking deal with it. Oh god, can I do it? Nice! Alright, that was fun. So, right here we have a very, very fun switch. It's actually relatively simple to deal with, of course. It just looks confusing. Doesn't even look confusing. Whatever. Down one layer is the switch puzzle. Oh, I'm wrong. That's not the switch puzzle. This is the part I actually blocked from my memory because I hate it so much. This is a long, long series of interconnected maze-like passageways? I don't know. Basically, there's two steps to this. The first step is not going crazy because of how weaving and interlaced these friggin' pathways are, but you really need to just sort of be able to discern which path you're going down, and you want to get here first. This opens the door, and then you need to get downwards to the actual door itself. I recommend ignoring all the little stops and pots and little side doors and stuff. Nope, screw it. I think that did it. Ha! I win. Now let us never speak of this thing again. This room is sort of interesting. This isn't the location where it's very, very beneficial to remember where your shield is. As you can see, when you charge, your shield will still block the beams of the sentry eyes. This is actually what one of my commenters that I'm too busy playing the game to actually look up their name mentioned. So good for you, guy, who I'm clearly mentioning, even though I haven't said your name, and you can feel proud of that, even though it almost feels like I don't care enough. Words. Oh, God. The last one's the key, of course. You know, video games. Down here, cave. I don't really care. I don't remember what's back there. I don't know, probably fairies or something. Nothing useful. I mean, at this point, I don't need any money. I've got all the pieces of heart. Best weapons, best everything. Screw this. Let's just leave. Alright, so, switch puzzle. And again, like I was saying, full anti-fairies if you need them. So, it should not be too hard to actually get back up to full health here. Switch puzzle here is sort of interesting, as I said. Basically, you're just going to be popping through, hitting switches to progress a little bit further. And it's not really all that complex or difficult no matter what way you go through or what you do. So, just head to the top, really. I always like this piece. This is pretty atmospheric. And there's that giant health vial, right, or giant magic vial right at the end, so screw you, magic potion. Guess you're not getting any use. This guy! This effing guy is Trinex. He has 3 necks, and the second X's name stands for Extreme. Basically, you want to kill the blue one first. Always seem the easiest. If you kill the blue one first, it can't freeze the floor, which makes the other parts harder, considering you're slipping around and it makes it very difficult to hit anything. Of course, you also have the I don't know, slowness of the ice rod, which makes this a little difficult, but overall, the red head is easier. Once both heads are dead, Trinex pops out of the shell, just spins around after you like it thinks it's Mulderm. Eventually. Also, here's an interesting fact. In the manga, Trinex was actually, I believe, one of Link's friends turned into a monster. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't know. I read that on the wiki earlier, and I thought it was interesting, but now that I say it, it's not, because who cares? Alright! Last heart. And if I do say so myself, And of course I do. Possibly the fairest of all the maidens, who are hidden inside little gems. That spin around in crazy fake polygon graphics. So at any point you can actually head to Ganon's tower. There's no reason to do so, because until you have all 8 of the stones, as Zelda says, there is a barrier which prevents you from doing anything at all. You can see it in all its Technicolor glory, and that's fun, but that's pretty much it. Also, on our way back, we're gonna pass by some of our funness here and meet 2 enemies that only appear right here. These are the Lionels. You may recognize them from Legend of Zelda 1. They're that dick who's standing by the silver sword. Almost kills me every time I have to go collect it. Oh, 3. Not 2. Anyway, here we are at Ganon's Tower. Do your dance, girls. Then they sacrificed their lives to give us stairs. Alright, this one's a little bit short, but that's it. Next time we have Ganon's Tower and the defeat of Ganon himself. Oh, and I'm sorry, I lied about the ice cream.